Okay, hi guys, welcome. Happy Saturday. I'm super excited to do this for everybody. Andrew's going to be helping me as well. And yeah, so, we in the group, we see everyone's doing different strategies. We have a lot of people doing TBX. I still do TBX during the week, my Monday to Thursday situation if the markets are good. And I really got back into crypto lately because the markets are moving so much that there's so much money to be made off the markets if you know what you're doing. And the way that they're moving lately, the scalper is perfect to make money. The markets usually, I'm just doing Bitcoin USD. So BTC USD, it's up to you guys. If you want to do Ethereum on the scalper as well, that's up to you. I personally like to stick with one thing. And so when I first learned this, I watched that video from Sean. I'm going to show you guys where it is. I'm going to show you guys where the DCX fast start is in Elite Outlaw, so you guys know where that is. But I found that you don't need to take entries on both, right? You can, and if you're demoing, cool. But I just really married the BTC USD pair. And I know the movements now. I know what's normal. I know, when it spikes up, it consolidates, it spikes down, it consolidates. I mean, it's a very distinct pattern with Bitcoin lately. And then obviously, yes, there's some manipulation that happens. I mean, if you guys were on the charts at all this morning, you just saw that huge wick, like there was a huge buy. It's still trending upward because the Swipecoin scalper called out an alert for another buy. But, it's up to you guys. I definitely recommend to try to pick one pair if it's going to be Bitcoin or Ethereum and just really understand the movements. You don't need a bunch of different pairs to make money. You don't need a bunch of different strategies to make money. And the reason why I added the DCX in and the Swipecoin scalper in was because, sometimes with all the news that's happening, oh my gosh, there's literally a helicopter dropping something next to me right now. Okay, I don't know what's happening there, but there's a big thing landing right next to me. So sorry. With the regular Forex markets lately and all the news, it's sometimes you can't trade them, right? And you have to understand that you're not going to be able to trade every single day sometimes. But with crypto, it's a good backup. And it's an easy strategy to learn. If you keep it simple, it's an easy strategy to learn and add on. And then you guys can also trade on the weekends. And so I know we have a lot of people in the crew right now that are, are busy business owners. They don't get home until late. It's kind of, TBX, might not be their thing all the time. And, they have free weekends, they have free nights. And so this is a great opportunity to add this into what you're doing. Without having to really, you guys are going to see, I'm going to keep it very, very simple. You don't have to know a ton to be able to take trades off the scalper, right? I literally, all the stuff that you guys are learning, if you guys are doing TBX, if you're doing Forex, you can apply all that information that, how to find your support resistance and your, your zones, all that stuff you can apply to DCX in the scalper. So it's not like you're not learning something completely new, if that makes sense. It kind of all correlates. Markets are markets. Like I said, there's a bit more manipulation in crypto. So you have to manage your mindset around the drawdowns. You have to manage your mindset around the pullbacks because you're going to see red on your MetaTrader. And sometimes, like for me, I just went into profit. I mean, I've been in a scalper trade since last night. So you have to sometimes manage that. Sometimes the moves happen in Andrew knows, sometimes they happen in like 15, 20 minutes, and sometimes it's 12 hours. And you just have to keep, like Sean said, and I have it written right in front of me, I am a confident trader. You have to be confident in you taking that off of the scalper and knowing that it's going to move in the direction that if all the parameters checked and they're still in check, you have to ride it out. And sometimes, I've been in lots of drawdown. I'm sure Andrew's been in, I've been in 4-figure drawdown. So when you're in 4-figure drawdown, you got to check yourself a little bit and be like, okay, this is okay. It's going to move the right direction. And then when you close that trade out, you're like, okay, good. I'm glad I didn't just pull the trigger and jump out. I'm going to show you guys first in the Elite Outlaws where to find that DCX Fast Start. I would highly recommend. This is going to be a brief, simple overview of the Scalper. And I wanted to do this way and open it up for questions after, you know, we'll turn off the recording, open up questions. But I want to show you guys how simple it is when you keep it simple. Literally follow the steps and apply them. You guys don't need to know what a 50 EMA does right now. You don't need to know everything about the super trend. You don't need to know everything about everything. Trust me, that's where you get an analysis paralysis, and then you dig for more information and you want to learn more. Literally look at the colors and follow the steps and apply the information. Because when you get in that analysis paralysis, that's when you don't enter when you should, and that's when you jump out when you know, because you're second guessing yourself. So I am excited to keep this simple for you guys. You guys are going to be mind blown of how simple it is, and then we're going to open it up for questions. So I'm going to share my screen.
I see a couple smiles on the analysis paralysis.
Yeah, I see everyone going, well, what does the 50 EMA actually do? You guys, it doesn't matter. It just is, right? It's the 50 EMA. Like, watch that line.
Yeah, a lot of the indicators just are.
Yeah.
And throw in the chat, who's actually done the video, the Scalper blueprint with Sean, that's in the DCX Fast Start? Who's actually completed that?
Well, me, because I hope I did, because I'm helping this right now. So
okay, good, because that's going to have more in-depth information. Like, we're going to show you guys some of the breakdowns here and just make it simple, but he goes into so much more detail about how to put alerts in so you're not watching your phone. So you definitely want to make that a priority if you haven't seen that. This isn't like the only training that you're going to see on this. I mean, you can watch all his sessions. He goes in everything, but like especially that one that we highlighted because it's really good.
Mm-hmm. I think that was like that. Right, exactly. There, Sean is every single Monday, you guys, on his Go Live, he does a full overview of the Scalper. Now, the one that we have in Elite Outlaws is the blueprint. So he goes and even shows you, like Andrew said, how to set alerts in TradingView. I'm not going to show you guys that today. You guys have to see that in the video. Okay. But he goes over everything. And then I'm going to show you right now when I screen share. I also put a video in for advanced Scalper. So it gives a little bit more in depth on some indicators, and then also how to find market structure. Now I'm going to show you guys the touch point system today that he shows in the video. But there's tons of market structure, how to find structure. And a lot of you guys that are doing TBX, I mean, that's something that you do every time anyway, before you trade. So like I said, you can kind of interchange some of these things. But if you go into Elite Outlaws and you click on guides, and we just updated, and we have one more thing to do. I have the self-development one today. And so if you guys look right in the first guide right here, DCX Fast Start, you just want to click on that. And you guys, there's a TBX and an FRX one too. So we literally made these where you can log in right from this Fast Start, right into the IM Center. It tells you what academies to do. And so for the DCX, you definitely want to do the Leverage Academy. So Mike Sotero has one for the altcoins and DeFi and stuff, but for this, you want to do the Leverage Academy. Now, I've had a lot of people say, well, there's Forex stuff in here. Yes, it intertwines with the FRX, right? It's basic knowledge. So you are going to get the FRX in the DCX at the beginning. You know, step 2, download your demo. Here, we literally put links for how to set up a demo account on MetaTrader 4, how to take a trade, okay? And so you guys can resource those. And then step 3, download the Swipecoin app on your phone. You can start taking the copy paste trades and literally enter the zones and numbers into your MetaTrader. Now, when you guys download the Swipecoin app, make sure you go up in the top in the 3 lines, click on that and go down to settings, okay? Because you're going to want to turn on all your alerts. The alerts will not be on at first. And so I have a lot of people saying, I'm not getting alerts. I'm not getting alerts. And we have had a couple people that have had some glitches and that, you know, it's fixed. But for the most part, it's because the alerts aren't turned on. So everyone asks, what alerts do I turn on? Just turn them all on. Just have them all on. It's not going to hurt. You know, you'll get the copy paste ones, you know, from the educator alerts. You'll get, the Swipecoin alerts. So Swipecoin sends out an alert that says there's a scalper alert, okay? That scalper alert, when you get that alert, I can't stress enough, you guys, you have to check the chart, because the only trades I've lost, there's like 4 of them the last few weeks. The only trades I lost is because I jumped the gun, got the alert, and just jumped in the trade. I didn't check the chart. I didn't check the parameters. So if you're just jumping in from the scalper alert, you have to check the chart. Now, I recommend that you check the scalper on a computer, because even if you turn your phone to the side, because I've been testing this stuff lately, you can't get the full view. I mean, if you're in a pinch, sure, at least try to use an iPad or a tablet or something, so you have a little bit more view. But some of those things are cut off on the scalper scanner. So,
and also on the alerts, guys, make sure that every alert's turned on, like Faith said, in the app, but also go to your settings in your phone and go to notification settings and go to apps and go to Swipecoin app and make sure they're turned on there also, because just turning them on in the app doesn't turn them on in your phone. So sometimes you got to do both, or you're still not going to get alerts. And I know people have been having questions with that. So definitely make sure they're both on.
Awesome. Thanks, Andrew. So yes, so this first video here, you guys, whoa, my pointer just got huge, is to learn how to use the Swipecoin scalper. This first video link here is Sean's blueprint video. I've watched other videos. This one is the one that is the most in depth and gives you, I mean, he goes over quite a bit. I think it's like an hour and 20 minutes. You guys can fast forward through like the first 10, because he's waiting for people to get on the call and stuff like that. The more scalper fundamentals, like I said, this is, more indicator training, a little bit more advanced. But before you use the scalper, you guys have to watch this video here, the replay of the go live. Now, I also had a lot of people asking about market structure, how to find zones. And so we put this on here too, learn market structure and zone setup for Bitcoin. Okay. Now, Bitcoin and Ethereum run parallel, not all the time lately though. Okay. There's definitely more volume in the Bitcoin markets than Ethereum, I've noticed. And that's just because it is what it is. So, I mean, I'm sure you can use market structure for Ethereum too. You can use this video for literally any pair you're trading. Okay. You want to make sure you're using your lot size calculator inside the Swipecoin scalper. And I'm going to show you guys where that is again for everybody that's on here. Now, if you guys are having emotions around being in drawdown or about a loss, you guys are over leveraging. Okay. I know when I go into a trade, I'm willing to risk 10 or 20 or $30 for that trade, depending. I assume that risk. I'm like, this is the cost it's going to cost to make the money, right? The markets go the wrong way. I lose out on that, but I'm okay with that because I literally just wait for the next setup. It's probably going to be in the next half an hour or hour, because it reversed the wrong way, but it's still got to go the same direction.
And also for you guys that are used to like TBX, you're always going to be in drawdown as soon as you get in a trade, especially on Bitcoin. And I mean, everything, but you're going to be in some massive drawdown on Bitcoin, depending on your broker, because you're talking 70, 80, 90 pip spreads, even like 100, 120, depending on your broker. So you might look like a pretty large negative number on entry. And you got to get used to that in this type of trading if you've only done TBX.
Right. Yeah. And because it's not, you're not going 1, 2, 5, 15 minutes. You're going a little bit longer term. Also too, lately, I have been checking even the trade alerts from Bitcoin and Ethereum lately. I've been checking the scalper to see. I'm not saying that the educators aren't calling it at the right time. I'm just saying that I look for better entries. So I wait. So I'm not in that excessive drawdown of that pullback. Now, most of the time, and sometimes they shoot right up, but most of the time, like Andrew said, when an educator calls, when one of the educators calls the alert, they're looking for the future. They're looking for more of a longer term setup that could be days, where the scalper looks in the present. And so it's just a different theory on trading, right? So we're looking in the present moment. Everything we're doing is in the present, right? We're not looking like saying, okay, it's going to draw bat and it's going to go. No, we're looking and waiting to get in. And so I've kind of been using that for the call alerts. You guys saw like that Ethereum the other day when I said, hey guys, heads up, like it's not ready yet. And then it ended up hitting stop loss because I was watching the scalper. You know, the educators are human. They're gonna do at least 80% or more. Nick Gomez is amazing. Dan's amazing for the Bitcoin trades. But if you guys want to make that extra money, like we're giving you some extra nuggets, I would check the Ethereum and Bitcoin trades to the scalper.
Yeah,
Because
that's
you're
true.
gonna get
Because
better entries.
well, the leverage alerts, they're looking at different things. I mean, the scalper's looking at what's happening in the minute. So it does make sense because they're looking at patterns as two different types of trading. So you can use the leverage alert and then you can look at the scanner for the actual laser point best entry, and it's going to help you get a better entry.
Yeah, and you know, like Andrew said, you know, the educator call outs, they look for the future. So, you know, for the scalper, to give you guys an example, like Sean said in the video, and you're going to hear me reference Sean a lot because all this information I'm giving you guys, I literally learned from Sean so far. This isn't me this is me actually plugging into Go Lives, watching replays and stuff like that. But when, you know, when Sean does market structure, which is, it's great to watch this market structure video, he goes from the last movement, just the last movement. Now, Andrew has been amazing at the copy paste Swipecoin trades, and they can go back 3 years for patterns, you guys. Like they go off patterns and they can go back 3 years in the charts to find that pattern. So it's different. It's just different, like I said, different styles of trading. You can trade both ways. I like in the moment. I think it's probably the TBX in me.
I'm liking it more and more now that Sean's in charge of the scalper.
Yeah,
I wasn't such a fan before.
Yeah, it's awesome. And yeah, his training, if you guys haven't gotten on, that's another thing I'm doing too, is I'm really sticking with one educator and watching him. Because every educator, and you guys will see it on all different academies, they teach different styles. And so if you're trying, even TBX, if you're on Brandon and Josh and you try to jump on Rico, or you try to jump on Millie, or you try to jump, they're all teaching differently. And so I've been really keeping this simple with watching Sean, and I'll jump on Anas on Sundays because he gives market, you know, he gives market setups for like the week. So I'll kind of get on and steal some of his juice on Sundays, but I'm primarily watching Sean and just absorbing all of Sean's information. Because I'm trading the scalper and he's the scalper master. So I'm going to watch him, you know. It doesn't hurt to get information from other educators, but like I said, you know, if you're on Nick Gomez, or, you know, Corinne's pretty basic, but if you're on Nick or Picasso, it's different. It's a different style. Not saying the information is not great to get, but you might want to simplify it. It's just a suggestion. So step 4, you definitely, Nick's boot camp is amazing. I highly recommend watching that. It's a 9-day boot camp. He goes over all things crypto markets, and definitely want to do that. And then we did put the educators down here. You know, like I said, I just talked about Anas. So he does harmonics. So he does longer term, you know, trading, and his accuracy is insane. He's got to be like high 90+% accurate. He's a great crypto trader. Corinne for basics, like I said, Sean for the Swipecoin scalper. Picasso's only on once a week now. He doesn't really do the scalper anymore as much, but he's very advanced. And so if you're going to get on Picasso, you could be extremely confused. I'm just going to throw it out there. Nick Gomez is my go-to for XRP and Ethereum. He does some stuff with NFTs and Metaverse now. And then Mike Sotero, if you guys want to learn about longer holding, like coins, decentralized finance projects, they do some stuff on NFTs. Like these are your guys. And Mike also calls out, you'll see him call out on the scalper for the altcoins. So you can take some of those too. And I mean, I keep seeing the wins on those all the time. So yeah, and if you have any questions, you know, contact your sponsor. So this is where this guide is for everybody. I wanted to show you guys that first. And also to you guys, if you have a question, or say you want to know how to set up a demo or anything, you can just go up here in the group. And I don't know if a lot of you guys know it. I don't know where mine is right now, because mine's all messed up. But you can, there, is it underneath? Yeah, right here. Okay, so you guys can search. So you can literally click here and put like, let's say, we'll just put scalper. It's gonna bring up every single video that relates to that topic. And thank you, Lou. Lou made an awesome scalper video notes, very in depth. We're gonna keep it more simple today, but thank you, Lou. This is freaking amazing. I mean, it's colored, you guys have to check this out and print it off. It's a great, it's a full like note, like blueprint for the scalper. And Lou, same thing. Lou we watched the video. We watched that blueprint video and made it off of there. So, but yeah, I just want to show you guys that, because if you have even anything like, you know, demo accounts or MetaTrader for anything, any videos, anything, you can just search up in that corner and populate whatever is in the group for that. So definitely go to that first before you reach out to someone. Try to search it yourself first. And if you still have problems, then you can drop it in the Rockstar chat. Any, you know, trading questions can go in there, and then that way you guys can get full support from the crew of, you know, at the time. So Academy
So
product.
we're gonna take you through everything simply now. So I know, like Faith said before, you don't need to know the reasons for everything.
Nope, don't
You
need to know.
literally, Swipecoin just, Scalper just threw an alert like an hour ago. We can pull it up, check it if it's still valid, just steps, boom, 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 boom. If it qualifies, it qualifies. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yep. Exactly. So we go into products. So you guys are going to go into, to back it up even further. You guys are going to go into strategy. You obviously know where the go live section is for all that stuff, but strategies. And then you're going to click on DCX and then the scalper. Now my Swipecoin is where your alerts, the educator alerts are going to come from. So if you see this, and I take all these off my phone, honestly, guys. I just use the app for this stuff. It's just easier to me. There's up here too, you guys see the calculator. You can also, if you go into the educator ideas, here's the Swipecoin lot size calculator. I highly recommend you use this inside the platform. For some reason, the FX calculators, you can do crypto on them, but they're not, for some reason, they're not always accurate. I've had quite a few people, including myself, when I started, I'm like, this isn't the right lot size. So, you know, use this, because this is your risk to reward. It's literally going to tell you, you know, what you can put in your risk amount in here, how much you're willing to risk, like 3% or whatever you're willing to risk. And you put your entry price and your stop loss, and it tells you your lot size, you know, depending on your risk. So this is great. I wanted to show you guys that. Let's see. Okay, back it up. Back it up. Okay, Swipecoin scalper, the harmonics. I'll show that to you guys quick. This is longer term trading, guys. This is what a NAS teaches. Same thing as the Forex harmonics. You know, same exact thing, except you get a lot of different coins on here too. So if you guys are all into the altcoins, and then the Swipecoin scalper, of course, my favorite. I'm going to close that one, and then you just click on the hyperlink. Okay, now as I go through this, you guys can take notes. Like I said,
have your notes out, guys. Like, take notes on the steps. I mean, if you watch Sean's video too, you should have a list of notes. And when you get an alert, pull out your notes, step by step. Go.
I still do it.
Notes. Yep.
I literally still do it every single time. I have my notebook, you guys, I have my notebook open, and I literally go down the steps, because I've still done this for, you know, well, it's been like 2.5, maybe 3 weeks now. But still, I'm still fresher in it, right? It's still fresh to me, and I like to double check it. I like to double check myself. Like, sure, I can remember it, but I like to go, I'm like one of those checklist people. Okay, so we're in the scalper. You guys can see it was, you know, called an hour ago. If it's blue, it's a buy. If it's red, it's a sell. Okay. You also Ethereum, they are not running similar.
That's why the Bitcoin Ethereum chart is going to be looking good soon, because the pair is going divergent.
Yeah, and I'm going to show you guys. Remember what I was saying? Like the movements happen. So like it drops and it consolidates. Now it's going to go up. Like I know it's going to go up because I've watched this market. I'm confident in it, that it's going to go up. And so I'm going to type out, let me go back here. I'm going to type out in the corner of the chart for you guys what the steps are. Okay. So I'm kind of excited because I've never used this before. So this is fun. Okay. So we're going to start. So step 1, line chart. Okay. All right. Right here. Step 1, line chart. So how do you do the line chart? I did step exclamation point. See, that's why I just put my glasses on. So you go over here, you see the candles. All right, we're gonna go to line chart. Done. Step 1, done. Okay. Step 2. Oops. That's just gonna stay exclamation point. So, all right, step 2. Step 2 is the figure out the 50 EMA. Okay. So blue, and this will make sense in a minute, blue above yellow equals buy. Blue below yellow equals sell. Okay. That's all you need to know. Okay. Seriously, we're going to keep this simple, you guys, and you're going to see results because just look at the colors. Okay. Don't get all freaked out about what is a 50 EMA and like, where's the market? No, blue. Okay. So here we are right here. We had this call out. Okay. We got the arrow here. So is the blue above the yellow? Yes. Blue's above the yellow. You guys can see that, right? Throw in the chat if you can see the blues above the yellow. Put a 7 in the chat. You guys can see this, okay? This is a 50 EMA and this is where the markets are. Now, when it's on a line chart, this is the open and close of these candles, okay? But you can see it. That's all we need to know. Done. So yes, that step 2, okay, we did step 1, step 2, yes. So that's one yes, okay? So next, step 3. Okay, step 3, define your support and resistance. Now, this is going to take, I spelled resistance wrong. Whatever. That's just what it is. That's what it is. I think it's an A. I don't even know. Okay, there we go. Okay, done. All right. Step 3, define your support resistance. So now in the video, and you guys need to watch it, and then also the market structure video. So Sean, this is awesome. And you guys, I've seriously struggled with charting for 2 years until I watched this video. And I was like, oh my gosh, it makes sense. So it's a simple touch point system that he goes over. Now I'm going to show you guys with the line chart on the 15-minute. So for 1 to 2 days, you should see at least 3 to 5 touches. Now what's a touch? And I'm going to show you guys what a touch is in a minute. It's where the market hits. Okay. So if it hits 3 to 5 times, it should hit 3 to 5 times in 1 to 2 days for it to be considered a good support area. Okay. The more it touches that line, the more it validates the strength of the support zone. So if it touches, it should, he said 3+ days, it should touch 5 to 10 times, but sometimes you guys will see it lately testing that zone over and over. Like that is a very heavy level of support that it's trying to break through. Okay. So that's a really good indication that that's a good area. All right. So now we have this area up here, which is where they called it out, but you guys can see if you take your little cursor, I mean, there's one right there. Now you guys can, I'm gonna mark it and then I'm gonna show you where it hit. We're gonna make it a different color though. We'll make it like green or something. All right, so we're gonna scroll down. We're gonna mark it. I'm gonna make it a little thicker and we're gonna lock it. Okay, so you guys saw how I marked that, right? You go over here, click over horizontal line, and then lock it so it stays. Now, you guys can see it hit 1, 2, 3 times. So this area right here that I marked, this area marked 29,778, that's a level. Okay, that's a level of support. Now, I mean, you can mark it even lower if I backed up the chart. Well, I don't want to back up the chart because I have the writing on it, but you guys see where, I mean, it's super simple. You guys just take your cursor like this and go until it, just keep doing it. Here's an area right here.
3 touches.
Hit 3 times there. I mean, you guys can literally like scroll up and down and find, just keep your mind open and you can find a whole bunch of areas. Like here's another one. It hit 3 times there. More than that, actually. 1, 2, it hit this area like 5 times. So you guys can see, and the line chart is so simple. Oh my gosh. It's like the best thing ever than trying to like go like, do I go off the candle body? Do I go off the wick? Do I da 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 da? No, it's just lines, blue line. So that's how we define our support resistance zone here. Now this is a higher break and close zone up here. So, you know, I'm looking, you know, we're looking in this area. And then also, I mean, if it hits this area, it's going to just take off. So now we want to set our super trend. So step 4, sorry. And I'm going to go a little bit more in depth on a couple things in a minute. So hang tight. Step 4. Okay. Step 4 is find super trend. And then this is important, you guys, the settings, I'm going to show you how to do it, are 1 and 1. Okay. I'm going to show you guys how to do that in a second. If you guys want to take a picture of this, you can. I mean, you should really, well, this one isn't even the right. That's the exclamation point. So I don't know how to change that. So find your super trend. So how do you do the super trend? You go up to indicators, click on indicators, type super, there it is, bammy. Okay. Now you're going to go on here and you're going to click on it, double click on it. Just double click on the super trend. You're going to change to 1 and 1. Okay. Donezo. Okay, that's it. Now with the super trend, now you got a couple extra colors here. So now we got yellow, which is at 50. We got blue, which is the market, you know, where the market is. And then we have red and we have green. So I want to show you guys this. So we had that call here, right? And so what is the super trend? What do we need to know about the super trend? I'm going to type it in here. Really simple again for the super trend. Okay. If the blue crosses the red, it's a sell. If the blue crosses the green, it's a buy. It's a buy. It's a buy. Okay. Can you guys see where the green, okay, so right here where they called this out on the scalper. Okay, you guys are seeing this real time because this was actually a good trade. So, okay, we step 1, we switched it to line chart, done. Step 2, figure out where the 50 is. Okay, so you guys can see this, I hope. The blue is over the yellow. Okay, so that passes. We defined our support resistance. Okay. So we want it to, when you define your support and resistance, you want to break and close above or below. Now it's the candle body. So you want to make sure the candle body is breaking or closing. What does that mean? You will see it in the zone. You will see it in here. Okay. This is actually setting up for, it's about to set up for a sell maybe. So Now, okay, so we got the buy alert. Now you guys see the super trend. Can you guys tell me, does the green cross the yellow? Right here, because it was a buy. So you guys throw in the chat, yes, thumbs up, sevens, that you guys see the green crossing the yellow for that confirmation. Okay, couple people. Awesome.
Stephen, you ended up with 3 super trends. Did you go and click on it and do 1-1 for the indicators?
Yeah, you touch it, go on it and double click it.
Yeah, you got to make sure that it's 1-1 for inputs.
1-1, and it's not for the inputs, you guys. If you don't have 1 and 1, it's not going to look like this.
Yeah.
It's going to look totally different and it's going to look confusing. So make sure, like you said in the video, set your settings, your input to 1 and 1. Okay. You're going to have to do that. Now, for me, I throw on the volume. It's up to you guys. I just love the volume meter. So I just throw that on there. And that gives me a little extra confirmation. Now you guys can see, I mean, just looking at this market, it's consolidating. We don't even have to, we saw it consolidating, which consolidating just means it's moving sideways. You just see it going like this. It's not shooting up. It's not shooting down. It's not going like this. It's just like this. We saw that. And you can also see the volume too is very low right now. So it's not really, there's not a lot of movement. I mean, it had a big swing a little while ago. Sure. So those are the steps. Now you can switch back over to the candles because you want to see if it's going to break and close. I'm going to watch this zone for sells, you guys, actually. So, you know, I'm going to obviously wait for that scanner to pop it. I'm not going to show you guys how to set up alerts. You guys can watch the video and do that. I have alerts. So if you guys hear a beep go off, I have alerts set during this call. Just so I can watch my trade because I'm in one. So that's it, you guys.
I got you on the trade.
Yeah. And then as far as, you know, what parameters are we shooting for? We are shooting for $300 moves. Okay. So just so you guys know, Bitcoin, which I love this too, it's dollar for pip. It's awesome. So like you literally can look and be like, okay, $300. Okay. 300 pips. We shoot for that. Now, as far as your stop loss goes, you can set it 150 to 250. Sometimes you need 300 lately with the movements, he said. So I personally, I manage my trade and I check it every 15 minutes. This is another thing that I'm doing is that I'm checking it every 15 minutes and I'm not, unless there's a massive like something, I'm waiting every 15 minutes before I decide if I'm closing out or staying in. I don't do it in the middle because like he said, we're on the 15-minute chart. So every 15 minutes and crypto does move like that. So for those of you guys that are used to watching the 1 and 5 minute for TBX, you have to just, you can check it, sure, but it's not like a big indicator of what's going to happen. I'm on the 15 and I check the 30 an hour. Now, if that hour chart is also moving the wrong way, all of a sudden for the next hour, it's going to go that way in the wrong direction, most likely. So you have to understand that with your risk, you know, if you're willing to draw down for that hour and have the chance of it going, you know, keep continuing to go that way. So
that's a different type of trading, guys. You can't, if you watch the minute chart, you're going to drive yourself crazy.
No, you'll go crazy.
PBX and you're not looking for 2 minutes. We're looking, most trades on the scalper are going to be 30 minutes to an hour to like overnight, sometimes to a whole day, depending on, you know, the volume in the market.
Correct. And the biggest thing too, when you define your support resistance, you have to wait for that break and close in that zone. And then that next candle, you wait, you know, 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, whatever, to confirm it's still going in that direction. If you jump right in when it breaks and closes, sometimes it will reverse. Actually, probably half of the time it'll reverse. So you really, if you're patient, you can get, if it's going to go, it's going to go the right way. You know what I mean? If it's going to go the right way, it's going to go the right way. It's just pulling back. So if you're patient, you won't be in as much drawdown. Now, with that being said, yeah, right. Patience. Sometimes it's going to take off, you guys. And if it takes off, please do not FOMO trade. and jump in late, because especially with crypto, just save your money, because
Yeah, you don't want to catch a falling knife or catch a shooting star. It's impossible.
no, I've done that. So don't.
I know, we've all done it. I mean, when you get, I think the key here is keeping it simple, like we said, is when you get the alert, that does not necessarily mean that it's a go. That doesn't mean you
Correct.
jump in right away. So you get the alert, check all the steps that Faith put up there. And if it qualifies, you still need a good entry. You still should wait on the 15-minute chart. That doesn't mean just hop in right away. Wait for the entry, wait for the pullback, wait for it to break and close. And then you won't be in so much drawdown. A lot of times scalping, FOMO will kill you, and it hurts your profits too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if your account's not big enough to withstand swings, you know, you could margin out. So if you're too much in drawdown as opposed to your account size, the broker could close your trade. So, but with this too, especially people that are used to time-based trading, you guys have time. You literally have time when you get that alert. And if you miss it when it shoots, like, there's plenty of opportunities for you guys to take another trade. It's just, you missed a trade, right? And I think that's where, when we jump in late, like, oh my gosh, I missed it, just let it go. It's gone. Like, just understand that it's gone. If you understand, it's kind of the same thing of, you know, understanding risk. If you understand that trade's gone, but there's going to be more, it doesn't matter. There's going to be plenty more trades for you to trade to make money on, right? So
Jason's asking if you can pull up the calculator and do a 3% on $1,000 account.
sure. So the calculator's right here. So your account size is 1,000. We're going to do 3, and then we have to kind of set parameters. So let's set, hang on, I can kind of set mine a little bit. Let's see. We'll do like 29,800. Stop loss.
29.5.
Yeah, we'll do 29,500. Calculate. So 0.01. So let's see if we did. What if we did?
The 29.6, you might put.
Yeah, so you're risking $30. So yeah, maybe stop loss 29.6.
You might get a 0.02.
Yes, 0.01. Yeah. So your pip size for crypto is going to be, or your lot size, sorry, is going to be smaller than you're used to for Forex. It's different because of the massive movement. So awesome. Okay, I'm going to stop the screen share. I'm going to stop the video.